shadows lie. Here they find a brighter sky. Every step, every mile, they're reaching for the American style. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for. Factories hum with a steady grace, ideas born in this boundless space. A light bulb flash, a towering steel in every corner. The promise feels real. From the ground to the stars, we're built on dreams, we're raising bars. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for.
Hey folks, welcome back. It's Sunday, Kaffee Klatsch on this. Now that says 2 p.m. It's not 2 p.m. It's actually 5 after. That thing is really slow, the Chinese clock. Welcome back. The grass is greener. And it's a pleasure to have you back with me. If you have questions about President Trump's refugee program, this is the time to ask them. Not during my news broadcast, at least not while I'm giving the news. Welcome back. I'm happy to answer any questions anybody has to the best of my ability. Zona Bloom, I answered your email and sent your response back. Welcome to everybody here. Rumor going around 17,000 based on cases, not head count, meaning the average case, 2 per case. That would mean 40. Would this be true? No, it's poppycock. That's poppycock. Why in the world would they do that? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. First off, let me put that rumor to rest, F. Conradi. See, this is the problem with people that just run their mouths all the time, spreading rumors. There's no basis for that rumor whatsoever. That's somebody's estimation, which has no bearing in reality. The only public information we have about the number of cases actually submitted, is from Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who last year in the Senate in late May, just 2 weeks, not even 2 full weeks after the May 12th publishing of the Statement of Interest, testified in open testimony in the Senate that over 70,000 people had sent in statements of interest since May 12th until around the May 23rd or 26th or something like that. I don't remember the exact date. But Secretary of State Marco Rubio testified in the Senate last year. That's the only public announcement we've had. So that was in less than 2 weeks, they had 70,000 statements of interest. So how does someone comport that with this nonsense about there's only 17,500 cases? First off, they don't know what they're talking about. The 500 isn't even for South Africa. The 500 cases were set aside for the rest of the world, and 3 people have come over from Afghanistan. But 500 were not for South Africans. You see what happens when people that don't know what they're talking about start running their mouth, and people that aren't analysts start talking out their ass. This is what happens, and people spread rumors. Of course I have an email, Keno Brendan Han. Are you not familiar with YouTube? It's under the About tab. You click on that, then you click on the button that says I'm not a bot, and then your email address is released. And if you're not familiar with that and you're on a phone and you can't find that, then, which is findable on the phone, by the way, I have proven that now after the fact, one of the moderators can put the email address up. Any updates on the denial? No. Well, every denial will be legit. Every denial will be legitimate. Any denial that happens isn't going to be just because somebody didn't like you. Every denial must be justified to superiors in the State Department, and they can be overturned if they find something wrong. You're welcome, Keno. There's the email. Chris Wyatt just put it up. So every denial would be legitimate. There's no reason for denial. I mean, this fantasy, this nonsense going on about how somehow people are intentionally sabotaging other people. I mean, no evidence whatsoever. This is, first off, it's funny how the people who make these allegations never produce case numbers. They never produce any evidence. They never talk about when they went there and who they talked to. They just make these claims. Moi Noi, thank you for your membership. You're very welcome. Thank you for being a member for 13 months. I appreciate it. There were 70,000 last came out. Exactly, Debbie Ackerman. I can only imagine. That was within less than 2 weeks. That doesn't include the PRM emails. That wasn't the PRM emails. That was the statement of interest introduced on the 12th of May last year when I was in South Africa. And the first refugees arrived in America just days before I flew back. I flew back later that week, but they beat me back to America. Thea and Charles and Earl and Jay and all the others and the Hotzenbegs, they got back before I did. So that was in about 2 weeks, 70,000 statements of interest. That doesn't mean there are people going to come. That's people expressing interest. So, I mean, the problem here is that people just talk out their rectum. If you're going to make analysis, base it on something. See, this is why I'm not famous now. Because I see that Jason Bartlett has now been on Dinesh D'Souza. He's been on Alex Jones. He's been on Fox News, all talking because Jason Bartlett is saying the sensationalist things that aren't backed by data. I'm not attacking Jason Bartlett and don't even make that claim. What I'm saying is the things he's saying aren't backed by data or reporting. What I'm saying is backed by facts, data, reporting, and my analysis. And if I don't have the data, I'm telling you it's my analysis. And see, so I'm not going to be famous because I'm not willing to go out there and just say anything to get on camera, which is what a lot of politicians do. My husband does not want to go and refuses to give me custody of our children. What are my options? Very few, cat lady. Very few. You cannot leave South Africa without the parents, the biological parents' permission, legal permission. If that biological parent won't give it, then you can't take your children. Doesn't mean you can't come, but it means your children won't come. Sounds like your husband is being a prick, but that's an issue for you domestically to solve, cat lady. T42 Rose, welcome to you. Virtual Western Cape says, I'm reluctant to say how many are leaving per day. Let's just say it's a sizable number. Okay. Lynn Ziki says, we complete all the steps, including cultural orientation travel has gone into progress. Super excited. Thank you for helping us be patient and always helping everyone. You're welcome, Lynn Ziki. Okay. What are the PRM emails about? Denver, you're late to the game. The PRM email was last year. When President Trump announced this program on the 7th of February, there was no mechanism. This is in-country refugee status. Normally, refugees go to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees and report to a tent and say, I want out. And then they're processed and they're vetted by the UN, then vetted by the U.S. afterwards. And medical screenings taking place in a third country, like Somalis in Kenya or Sudanese in Uganda, and we process them that way. But in-country refugee status is something we rarely do. These glasses keep falling down, sorry. We rarely do this. We've did it in Bosnia and Herzegovina. We've done it in Cuba. I even know a Cuban refugee who's come over here as a consequence, and I know a Bosnian refugee who's come over as a consequence of those programs. So this program hadn't been done in ages. They had to figure it out. They sorted it out. They started making plans. And the way they first approached this on the 10th of February last year, the Monday after Trump announced it on Friday, the embassy worked all weekend to sort this out with the State Department in D.C., is they listed an email. You would send an email expressing your interest in the program. This was for a proof of concept to see how it worked. Thank you for the 14 Rand soccer boy. It was a proof of concept. That PRM email lasted from February 10th until May 11th. From May 12th onwards, you had to do a statement of interest. Happy Chappy, thank you for the 70 Rand. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Hey, Ronaldo's here. What's up, Ronaldo? How you doing, man? How'd your stream go? I saw your hair. Wow, you're looking like some kind of surfer dude there. Hi, Chris. Love your channel. My question is, will June 30th cause any delays? Not to my knowledge, unless there's chaos at airports or routes leading to airports. Shouldn't have any impact whatsoever. Oh, I think June 30th is likely to be worse than 2021. But, I mean, I could be wrong. I hope it's a nothing burger. I really hope it's a nothing burger. That's my hope and expectation that it will be. Yeah, so for Cat Lady, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you must have legal custody of your children. And that's not a refugee requirement. That's not the U.S. government requirement. That's the government of South Africa. They will not let you leave the country with children without legal authority and proof of that at the border. That's something required by the South African government. Been watching so many of the Colonel's videos for months, and this is the first time I'm joining live. Wow. Sud Africano, welcome to you. First time live. Thanks for joining us. Welcome, Forsackers. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done it already, folks. Mara Free, welcome to Jaretha. Chris Swanepoel's here. Welcome to the Four Trekkers. Jessica Fulton says hello. Ronaldo gave us back to you. Okay, cool. Thank you, Ronaldo. We take it day by day, busy job hunting, but we're positive being here 4 days. Yeah, you guys have been here for like 5 minutes, Spook, and I've already visited you. Hope you're well. Sorry, I've not watched the live stream in a while. Is it true that interviews are happening in Cape Town again, or is that false? They never stopped happening in Cape Town, Alex Stander. So, I mean, I don't know what you mean. You want me to say are they happening again? They never stopped happening. Interviews have been happening in Cape Town all along. They never stopped. Never stopped. I don't know who told you they stopped. Never stopped. Peter said, been approved at cultural orientation. Asked for my life partner to be linked to me after I received letter to receive. Now I've been called in for a second interview. Well, they must have found something, Peter. Must have found something in your background that needs to be addressed. Zender, thank you for the 99 Rand, 100 Rand super sticker. Thank you. Why the sad Nintendo? Why that? 6 weeks from there before we flew. Timelines differ, though. Yes, some people leave in 3 days. Some people leave in 6 weeks. Some people leave in 6 months. Arza Rose said, Jason Barton made a lot of claim promises after a meeting with the Trump administration. Absolutely nothing has changed. Yeah, well, look, I'm not attacking Jason Bartlett, but he came out of that meeting and people were on the impression he met President Trump. He didn't meet President Trump. I didn't meet President Trump when I went to D.C. And that things were going to change. No, nothing's going to change. This is why I don't do sensationalist things. I have quietly been working to try to convince my government to do certain things, you know, and they do their own thing at their own pace. So the fact that people speak to U.S. government officials and inform them about things doesn't mean it leads to policy changes. It could, but unless you're in the policy environment, it's pretty bold to make a statement that something has changed. So anyway, that's why I'm not famous and I'm not on Dinesh D'Souza, whose daughter famously refused to give me an interview a few years ago. I tried to interview her about her book and she just blew me off. So to hell with the Dinesh D'Souza family. Yeah, they only promote people that they want to promote if it's sensationalist, and that clique of conservatives doesn't let anyone in under the tent. That's why I like Dr. Victor Davis Hanson. He's just a historian who cares about the truth, like me, and so he came on my program several times. And respect for Kevin Sorbo, who came on my program as well, although twice we've scheduled to come back on, it just hasn't happened, so. Zero Cool said, watch other content I'd tap in for education purposes. Your family are staying. Well, that's cool, Zero Cool. As I said, it doesn't matter how many refugees come to America, Afrikaners will remain in South Africa. The vast majority will be there. They are always part of South Africa. They built South Africa and they'll stay there. My brother is 13 years old living with me when I have the same mother, but his father passed away a year ago. So can she give me a permission letter that I can take him with me? If you have a death certificate for the biological father and your mother signs over custody to you, yeah, but that's a legal question you need to talk to an attorney for, Antoinette. If you're an adult, yep. Done everything. Please advise what is admin hold and what's the reason? Waiting 9 months. Google says all checks have been completed. Admin hold is because they're reviewing your case, God's daughter. For some reason, they're reviewing your case. Do we stay prepared? Inform RSC of any location change incident this week, warrants location. Yeah, you should send an email to them. I'm not sure they're going to read it, but at least you have a copy that you sent it to them if you have to change locations. Denver Pillay, thank you for the 14 Rand. Appreciate that. The first 59ers, some of them have had their... Okay, Alan, what are you talking about? Some have had their green card on hold. How do you know the green card is on hold? They couldn't even apply until a month ago. How do you know someone's green card is on hold? You can't even apply until 12 months. So the earliest any of the refugees could have applied would have been May 11th, May 12th. So that was 6 weeks ago. And you're telling me the green card's on hold? How do they know the green card's on hold? I'm not in contact with a few. I'm in contact with a third of them. I'm in contact with over a third of the 59ers. I only mention a few of them. I'm in contact with many more than you realize. But people don't want their names exposed. For instance, the guy in Las Vegas didn't want people to know who he was until I went out there. So for a year, I didn't tell anybody, almost a year, about Chris. Yep. So, I'm in touch with many of them. Either their green cards are on hold. Where are you getting that information from? Not one of them has told me that. Lauren's not leaving the house. That's probably smart. PRM email 6 months, first contact 12 months ago. Interviews, medicals, November, no contact. My case says new. Well, that's odd, Herman Fori. That's very odd. PRM Sandwich only got first contact here in the intake questionnaire. Done medicals, no military criminal history, no movement in the case, and still shows new case in portal. Okay? That's interesting. That's the second person. Just want to say thank you because of your videos. I was able to show my Indian friend today that this isn't just for Afrikaners. He was dead set that it was just for Afrikaners. Well, he's a sucker. He's a fool. I'm sorry. Is your friend watching? He's a fool for just believing that. That's good for you that you convinced him that he was being lied to. Maybe he'll open his eyes up now and watch a real news channel like this one instead of things like Cockprat 24, the tabloid of record. Thank you, Xander, for the 100 Rand. They've already been starting in small bursts. Just need to be careful this week is going forward, says Purple Heart. Hey, Bex, that's what's going on. Update on unabridged birth certificate. Can mail you the little info I was able to gather. Pat, you're welcome to email me. I'm not sure. What do you mean you got an update on the unabridged birth certificate? I don't understand that. Europe is now tasting the very same medicine they once forced on South Africans, says Devet. Hey, Spook. Just got my answer from Cape Town. I'm not sure what that means, Hermanus. I hope that's good. Thank you for 35 Rand. James says, been in the program since February last year. Interviewed 6 months ago. Still waiting. Will most probably have to redo medicals. Yeah, you will. It's over 6 months. You're going to have to do them. 2020 was localized KZN. No, that's not true, DK Martinez. You're not correct. That was not localized KZN. It was also in Soweto, in Gauteng. Huge problems in Gauteng. It wasn't just in Soweto. I mean, in KZN. I have 3 weeks food, stay out of sight, connect. Yep. Connect with security companies. Smart move. Okay. Could my second interview be in connection with my friend who is awesome? It could very well be. It could very well be. I don't know, Peter. It's a supposition on your part and my part. That makes sense. But it could be they found something in your background. What is my opinion of the White Cross Project? Well, I did a video for them. So my opinion is it's something that's trying to get attention. And we'll see what happens. A friend of mine whose parents and sister were murdered will be coming to the States for that event, and I'll likely be participating in it too. So I'm just waiting to hear what's going on. Is it standard for a state's driver's license to expire with the EAD? My Texas license is marked limited term and expires May ID. Okay, that's very weird. First off, your EAD doesn't expire. That document expires, but your EAD does not expire. So, no, that's not standard. I don't know why Texas did that. Sounds like some bureaucrats got their head up their ass. Driver's licenses are normally good for 4 years in most states. Some states, I think, do 5 years, but most states do 4 years. And it's typically based on your birth date. So mine was issued on October 13th of 2022, and it expires on Christmas, not Christmas, the day after Christmas this year. So, yeah, that's typically how it works. The EAD has nothing to do with it. Perhaps Texas is taking, or that bureaucrat is taking some approach. I don't know. But normally it's your driver's license is good for 4 years. Your EAD does not expire as a refugee. That's fiction. The document may have an expiration date, which means the document has to be reissued. But you're authorized to work here from the day you arrive legally. It doesn't expire. So let's make the distinction on that. So that is strange, Gideon. I don't know why Texas would have done that. Very strange. Vodka Model, thank you. Good to see you there. James Duvall. Do we know if anyone has been denied in the program? We have one person claiming they've been denied. I'm aware of people who were ineligible who've applied for the program and were not allowed to continue. That's different. Papers keep changing to keep us here. I have no idea what Hank is talking about. 16 months, 11 months first contact, 10 months since interviews, medicals told, expire 3 months ago. Okay, hang in there, Daryl. Louisville, welcome to you. There was an advert that came up about ASBOO. What is ASBOO? Repeat admin hold. Admin hold is that they're reviewing your case. That's what it means, administrative hold. Peter says, interview's done February 11th. Haven't heard from them. Do we just wait? Yeah, that's all you can do. What else are you going to do? Yes, Martin, I take it you're not watching my program on a regular basis. Not only am I aware of it, I've actually talked about it, made a video about it. And I made it about the Wall Street Journal's sourpuss behavior. And the welcome packet is for the 250th anniversary for refugees. And here is an image of what you get minus the flag. You get an Amazon Fire tablet, which is retail value $129, probably donated by Amazon to sucker people into Prime. You get this book about the founders. You get the 1776 report, and you get a Heritage Foundation courtesy copy of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. I've already covered this topic. I mean, people don't watch my videos. It's very frustrating. Yes, I'm aware of it. I've covered it. I've also covered my anger about the Wall Street Journal and their sourpuss behavior about refugees being given packets to learn about America. They're just vile, nasty people that don't like America. So here's the welcome packets video. Shareable link. I'll put that up so maybe people can go watch it after the fact. Guys, you got to watch more than just tuning in once in a blue moon and then come in here and ask questions. You know, I've covered these topics. There are topics I missed, so I appreciate when people point them out, but this is not one I missed. This was in the Wall Street Journal, and also called it a white program, which is a lie, and I addressed that, the lie of the white program. People are scared to refuse to portray interviews because they were told holding out for Cape Town drastically increased their chance. Called BS. I was essentially told I was lying. I don't know what you're talking about, 1440. I don't know what you're talking about. See, that's not happened here. See, people spreading nonsense. You can hold out for whatever you want to do. That's your prerogative. And there's no drastically reducing, I don't understand. Okay. In my passport, the stamp says empowerment authorized. However, employment, my caseworker said this is not your AD. So Virtual Western Cape, let me explain. Your caseworker is full of shit. That's not your EAD document, but that is your authorization. Your caseworker is full of shit. They don't know what they're talking about. The moment you arrive in the United States as a refugee that we've welcomed here and brought to this country, that's why you can't book your own flight or your cruise. You have to come on the flight we bring you here. The moment we bring you in the country, that very moment, if you're offered a job at the airport, you're authorized to work. You have authorization by being here as a legal refugee. You don't have a document, but you have authorization. That's why your passport is stamped authorized to work. Your case officer's full of shit. Probably got brown eyes because they're full of shit. You're authorized to work. You have an authorization to work the moment you arrive. Now, employers, as I've covered hundreds of times in interviews with agency managers, with Milan Debitek out in Las Vegas, with refugees themselves, and by making videos explaining this. Because there are so many criminal alien invaders in this country, employers are at risk at hiring people with funny accents and who look different and behave differently than an average American. And therefore, it is their prerogative to ask you for your employment authorization document if they think you're a foreign national or suspect. And they can ask for it. That's what the document is for. It's a little ID card, and it says you're authorized to work. But your case officer is full of it. They know what they're talking about. The moment that you arrive, Virtual Western Cape, you are authorized to work in this country. It's as simple as that. However, Virtual Western Cape, if you go for a job and the employer says, are you authorized to work in America? You say yes. And they say, why? But because I'm a legal refugee who's admitted to the country on this date. They say, do you have an ED? No, but my passport says I'm authorized. See? They can ask. They can ask. But you don't have to work. You do have to have a social security number to work for an employer, unless you work as an independent contractor. Then it's up to the independent contractor if they want to pay you as an independent contractor while you wait for your social security number. I know that's happened to at least one South African refugee here in Pennsylvania who didn't have a social security number, and therefore they hired him as an independent contractor until he got a social security number. And the reason they need a social security number is that when you hire people and they work for you, you must pay social security tax for that employee, and they must pay their half. That's why. My friend asking whether he must attend the 2 interview with me. No, not unless you were told so, Peter. Your friend doesn't go to interviews with you. It's your case. Okay, let me explain something. Linked cases are not the same. Your case is linked to another case. They're separate cases. Your case has you and your 2 children on it. That's your case. They might want your children there. If your spouse, they'll want your spouse there. But the linked case, your friend over here, no. Or your life partner, whatever the hell's going on over here, that's linked. Just because you're having relations with a life partner doesn't mean that they're a spouse. If that person's your spouse legally, that's a different story. Different story. Then that's the same case. So no, unless they tell you to do it, you don't do it. Does that help, Peter? Why does USCIS not treat the persecution claims like a whistleblowing process? 90% of the time spent on vetting and not referring persecution to other agencies for analyst review of action. What? Why? Why do not treat them like a whistleblowing process? Because it's not whistleblowing. It's not governed by federal law to protecting people who blow whistles on corporations. The refugee process is governed by the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1980. That's why they handle it the way they handle it. That's how it works. There's a law. That's why, Guy, there's a law. CCV warned a few days ago, it'd be tough when you retire with $1 million. If you were 30 years old, it's possible, but if you're 55. Renee, I've covered this. If you're 55, you work for 10 years. You put money into a 401k plan for 10 years. Do you know how much money can accrue in a 401k plan in 10 years? Quite a bit. Quite a bit. And in those 10 years, those 40 quarters, you get Social Security eligibility. That's how. That's how you acquire enough money by the age of 55. From 55 to 65. First off, if you're 55, you can't retire till you're 67. So if you come here at 55, you have 12 working years before you can receive full retirement. 12 working years before you can receive full retirement. So that's 12 years. 12 years. If you save $5,000 a year for 12 years, that's $60,000. But that doesn't tell the whole story. If you put that in a fund that earns 8% per year, let's just use the internet, okay? What would 5,000 per year for 12 years equal with 8% annual return? Let's see. Let's see what that comes out to be. That doesn't make sense. I did specify an exact return rate. I said 8%. $12 years, if you had 8% return, that says you'd have $100,000. That's $5,000. Okay. Let's make it 10,000. Let's make it 10,000. Oh, it wasn't there. Okay, 8. Okay, at 8% annual return, compounded. Okay, so if you invested 10% for 12 years and 8% return, that would grow to $205,000 in 12 years. $204,000. That's just saving money of your own, okay, and investing that money. And that's without stocks that do well. Then if you put money into a 401k plan, that's another investment. And then you get, of course, Social Security after 40 quarters. So at 55, you have plenty of time. So let me ask this question, Renee. What do you have for retirement now? What do you have for retirement in South Africa? The ANC is going to steal those retirement funds. They're already doing it. They're already stealing from retirement funds with expropriation. Darius miscommunicated. Meant the planning and funding was mostly for localized riot. Oh, gotcha. Okay, I got you, Morris. Yeah, no, it's definitely nationally they're planning this time. Yep. Yeah. Thank you. I think it's because, okay, where the heck am I? I'm missing a lot of chat here. Sorry, folks. Let me catch up. Okay. Red War first. Can I apply and go over if I have active road accident fund claim practice? I don't know the answer to that. Red War first. I think you can. I think you can, but I don't know the answer. No, I have no updates on the military claims because none of those people contacted me who are making those claims. Renee, if you don't think you're going to be able to come over here and make and make enough money to retire, then don't come over. Stay in South Africa. Varushka's 64. She came over. Yeah, Knight of Justice. I'm also wondering why people wait 17 months and apply now. Death certificate of first husband of 1982. That's crazy. Everyone should stop listening to rumors on the social media platform as to why I belong to none of them except a Discord. Okay. All right, cool. Lauren, you're right. They should stop listening. They spread all this nonsense, and people believe whatever they hear there without any foundation whatsoever. How long does your international driving permit last? 0 seconds. 0 seconds, Bia. Your international driver's license is invalid coming to America if you're moving here. If you're here as a tourist, it's good for a year. But you can't stay in the U.S. for a year. You can only stay here for 6 months, so it's good for 6 months. Yeah, you don't need an international driver's permit. That's a question I answered 17 months ago and repeatedly since then. You don't need an international driver's permit. It's useless because it's tied to your South African driver's license. So you can only get one if you have a valid South African driver's license. Then it's only valid outside South African countries, except it when you visit. If you come here as a refugee, you're not visiting. Your national driver's license is invalid. It's not valid. You must get a local driver's license when you arrive here. Now, if you have a South African driver's license, you can rent a car here. You can get a car here, but you're going to have to get a local driver's license within a reasonable amount of time, usually 30 to 60 days. Meinhardt Schmidt, thank you for the 21 Rand. Misinformation being spread about the program. My hairdresser thought it was just for farmers. Yeah, well, that's because they listen to whatever bullshit's out there. Whenever you hear this bullshit, why don't you tell people to watch my channel like the other guy did? Give them the link to my channel. Tell them they should watch this channel. Go watch a Kaffee Klatsch from Sunday. Tell them to watch this channel and stop listening to the bullshit in South Africa. Hey, Zandra, thank you for the 900 Rand. Just to share medicals and interviews end of September 25. No movement since under U.S. review since then. Ours arose. Okay, thank you. Quick question, Colonel. I had an accident with my motorcycle. Congolese guy pulled brakes on me. Nobody was injured, only my energy. Were you charged? Did the police respond? Is there a police case on it? If there's a police case on it, then you should tell them. If there's no police case on it, so bumped into some guy, there was nothing filed. You're welcome, Gideon DeBeer. Good afternoon, Rudolph. At what stage do people get denied or non-eligible for me? It just seems people claim they're denied or just hiding things a lot. Yeah, I agree, Rasta Monkey. I think a lot of people claim they've been denied or lying or hiding things, yes, because they're embarrassed about why they got denied. There is no stage. I mean, if you come in and you make an application and you're not a racial minority, you're ineligible. You're not going to process any further than that. If you come in and you have no legitimate basis for persecution, future fear, if you're Johann Rupert, you're going to be denied, Just Chill says September got approved, got contact this week. But wait, Just Chill. I was told by authoritative sources that the forgotten people were September and October and November. Remember that? Oh, the forgotten people. I told you half those people came over long ago, the other half being processed. So you're one of those that's getting processed now. Congratulations. Yep, you to fly early next month. Okay. Everyone else's case different, but how long after being kept on review do we realize? Guy, write to them. You're not going to get an answer, but write to them. I don't know what to tell you. Every case is different. People aren't listening to me. Every case is different. You should move on with your life. Move on with your life. And when the call comes, then the call comes. Is it a good sign if the U.S. tie has been contacted? It's not a bad sign, Rian, but it's not a good sign. I mean, we have people who complain, my U.S. tie was contacted 5 months ago. I'm still in South Africa. Have people that their U.S. tie was contacted before they even knew they were flying. So it doesn't mean anything other than that your case is in progress. That's what it means. So I guess it's a good sign. Stamp that says employment authorization. My caseworker says this is not JD. Okay, why are you reading the same thing? I already read that message. Oh, wait, am I gone all the way back now? Matthew Dixon, yes, FEMA tents are very expensive. You don't want that. Stay where you're at. The motel manager said to Les today to send his resume. Ah. Ooh, look at that. Look at that, spook. Are you serious? It's not a motel, by the way. You're in a hotel. There's a difference. A motel is downscale. It's a little down. You're in a hotel, a very nice hotel. Yeah, so the manager whom took the photograph of us the other day said the I-94 is perfect. There you go. See, there you go, folks. So they've been in country since Wednesday, I think they arrived here. Met them on Thursday. And today, the hotel manager for the hotel that they're staying in near Harrisburg asked to see his resume. That doesn't mean he has a job, and she's okay with the I-94. See? Look at that. Look at that. You make your own luck. You and I will have the argument at a later stage when it comes clear that USCIS is running a different vetting system for issuing a green cards. Also have sources inside DHS. So explain yourself then, Alan. What do you mean a different vetting system? Explain yourself. You have sources inside DHS, do you now? Okay. Explain to me why they have a different vetting system, what this different vetting system is, rather than just making claims. We asked them to link us after we were notified to be traveled within 2 to 4 weeks. I don't know why you would do that. I wouldn't jeopardize my case at all. If I was in South Africa, I'd get the hell out. I'd come here and then I'd ask for people to link things. I don't know why people do stuff like that. Yeah, if your CWS doesn't say bring your friend, you don't bring your friend. Virtual Western Cape says you cannot cash those checks at Bank of America. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. You can cash checks at Bank of America. You can cash checks at any bank in America, but most banks will require that you have a bank account there, or they'll charge a fee. Don't spread that around. That's not true. I have a Bank of America account. You can cash checks there. Yep. Go back to Bank of America, deposit the cash to open a bank account. Okay. I'm staying, perhaps, but there are people in the chat that did military service and don't know whether they should start obtaining the military. How long it could take. Is that a question? You got a question mark, but you're making a statement. I'm not really sure what you're saying there. Oh, my goodness. It jumped on me again. I got to go back. The chat jumped on me again. Oh, there it is. Zero cool. Okay. You're making a statement, but perhaps there are people in the chat. Yeah, there are perhaps people in the chat, Zero Cool, who don't know. But I mean, 17 months now, you're just making a decision. Kind of hard to get your head around that one. Can you buy a car cash within the first days of arriving in the USA without an ID card? And how does the registration insurance work? Well, you're going to have identification you have identification when you arrive, BA. You have a South African passport, or you wouldn't have gotten here. So you have a passport. You have identification when you arrive. The registration insurance work without a U.S. driver's license. Well, you can't register a car without a driver's license. Well, you can, but you can't drive it. It has to be registered non-operational. Insurance, you have to get insurance with an insurance company. Insurance companies are all over the country. Geico is a good choice. They offer decent rates. So, sent you an email of any food socks. Daryl, I don't recall seeing it. When did you send the email? When did you send the email? People say I sent you an email. That doesn't help me. When did you send me an email? I'm looking here. I don't see any email from you today. No, and I haven't talked to Hendo in days. Compound interest is the 10th wonder of the world. In fact, it is. Bia, thank you for the 20 Rand. Anna says I got over just 100,000. So that 100,000 Rand is that 1 year contribution I just talked about, the first year. 100,000 Rand won't last long in America. No. Renee, you don't have to apologize. You don't have to apologize. Please don't apologize. You're asking perspective. I've covered it many times. Again, okay. Let me, Renee, you raise a good point here. Let me just bring this up here, okay? All right. If you are considering the refugee program and your primary concern is whether you have enough money to survive retirement, then you're not in jeopardy. You're not in jeopardy. Your life's not in jeopardy. Your future's not in jeopardy. You're fine. Then why are you considering the refugee program? You shouldn't come over. If you are sitting here telling me I have great skills, I can make a contribution to the U.S., then you got the wrong approach. That's not about that. It's not about your skills and what you contribute to America. It's not about that. Now, there are expectations once you arrive, yes, but we don't bring people over here because it's an immigration program. It's not an immigration. Just like temporary protected status for the Haitians is not an immigration program. It was temporary succor and refuge. Now they can go home. For refugees, you're fleeing something. In this case, racial persecution. If your life is in jeopardy, if your future's in jeopardy, or you've been hurt in the past, that's why you come here. It's fair to have legitimate concerns about whether you'll be able to make it or survive, this, that, and the other. But people in camps in Kenya aren't asking about retirement plans. They aren't asking about whether they're eligible for Social Security or how much grant money the state's going to give them. They just want to get out. So, look, I'm not criticizing people who are asking those questions. They're fair questions to ask. I mean, I would want to know if I can survive, I can make it. But I think that people are fundamentally just misunderstanding what this is. This is a refugee program. It's a refugee program, not an immigration program. Yes, Church World Service. Well, no, Church World Service won't call you, but RSC will call you. They'll call you back. Van's Video, thank you for the 35 Rand. Take care, Angelique. 94% of Southerners don't retire successfully, rather take their chance in USA. Yeah, I don't know what the number is, but yeah, I agree with that, Neff. You must take Southern driver's license or Southern ID along with passport to open a bank account. Well, I never claimed it's your visa form. I just said you need to have ID to open a bank account. Did I not say that? Hey, okay. International driver's license permit. Okay, Bia. Beginning November, under review. My son approved December. Medical's expired. Okay, thank you, Purple Heart. Henning's Horizons. Hello. Is Hendo here? I haven't chatted with him. Hey, Dan, what's going on? Zandre, 100 Rand. Evening. Thanks for your channel, what you do for everyone. I try to tune in as often as possible. Appreciate your insights and honesty. Well, thank you for that, Zandre. It's my pleasure. Annalise says, we waited till April because we never knew the program was for everyone as the media spread nonsense, so thank you. You're welcome, Annalise. It's a shame you didn't hear about my program sooner. I'm going 64, still have 39 years to work. Joey, that's a very, very optimistic look. You could be like Mel Brooks working till 100. 7,900 for a proper start over there. Was hoping to win the Powerball. And send 79,000. Oh, okay. So you trust your tie here and you give them $8,000. Okay. This program is not easy and breaks families, can break applicants at last minute too. While you're in the process, you might feel okay when you get tickets. We've had families canceling. Oh, well, shame on them. Those people are selfish for canceling, wasting other people's time. Lots of people redo medicals. I've told you all along this is a normal thing. Daryl read an article that says 600,000 whites are going to lose their jobs, probably because of the racist laws. Yep. I don't know what a blank my case means, Racer. I don't see the portal. Thank you, Mara. Cheesy says, same here. Only applied in April this year as I thought it was only for Afrikaans farmers. BS, South African news and propaganda. That's correct, Cheesy. And I've been here being shadow banned by YouTube all this time, telling people the truth since February 7th of last year. My live stream, which was nearly 4 hours long before I went on Gareth Cliff's program late that night, covered this. I talked about it. Yeah. Hey, Suzanne. I suggest a colleague of mine watch you channel on Friday 100% Snap. Okay, Suzanne, thank you for that. I need to get back with you. I've been busy. Can you please go over the rental agreement? I know this was previously mentioned. My granddaughter arrived in Houston Wednesday and is being forced to sign. No, she's not being forced to sign anything. 6 months is not a big deal, though. She's not forced to sign anything. You can't force someone to sign a legal document. That's illegal. That's intimidation. They cannot do that. Daryl Parker has sent me a voice note. I haven't had a chance to listen to it early this morning, and I think he's ready to do the interview about rental agreements. He is a assistant property manager in Decatur, Georgia, and he wants to share what South Africans don't understand. Rental agreement's a legally binding document, and there are consequences to breaking it. 6-month lease is great. That's short. That's not long. So Denver said, learn a lot from your channel. Ashari Rai also referred me to you. Did she now? Did she now? Well, who do you prefer, Ashari Rai or Madhuri Dixit? Wish I applied earlier, but honestly, I thought that it was for white farmers only. Exactly. Yeah, everything you saw because you didn't see this program. You didn't see the truth because of the cover-up in South Africa by the fake media and by politicians lying. You guys should spread the gospel and tell people, the truth, and tell them to come to my channel. Let's get thousands of people watching this channel. Wouldn't that be great? And preacher, then I found your channel. I can't wait to get to the States, says David. Okay. B.A.B. another 10 rand. Thank you. Hey, Colonel, we went to SAPS to report it, but because the guys didn't want to agree to pay for damage, and I pay for his. So I insist that we go get an accident report. That's all. Okay, if there's no actual case, then there's nothing to report. If you can ever ask them if there's anything outstanding, say, hey, had a fender bender with a guy one time. We went to police station, but they refused to file a report, and there was nothing to it. I mean, that's your call. There's no case on you. Renee says, don't attack me. Most of my family is in the U.S. I'm just asking to gain perspective. I'm concerned about Varoshka. Okay, I didn't attack you, Renee. Are you listening to what I said? I didn't attack you. And I just told you not to apologize. Good Lord. I did WhatsApp you. You acknowledge we're now in the final stage. Okay, Mickey. Cool. Congratulations. Arno, take care. Interview the past Wednesday. Ex-SAPS was 3 hours, but okay. Medicals, I was clear, done on Friday. Congratulations, Eugene. When cases are hard-linked, can the denial of one case... they're not hard-linked. What do you mean hard-linked? You're just making up terms now. What do you mean hard-linked? What does hard-linked mean? Care Bear, what does hard-linked mean? Please explain that. Application is running from last year. Got approval 2 weeks back. Just waiting. There you go, Conradi, from a year ago. If I arrive at 62, how long can I claim? Well, you can claim Social Security at 62 if you've got 40 credit hours or 40 credits, but you don't have 40 credits, so you can't claim it. I don't know how it works with foreign nationals. If you're disabled, that's different. You get Social Security disability, but you can't fully retire until you're 67 if you're 62 right now. So 67 is the first time you can retire, so you have to work at least 5 years. Okay. Someone told me U.S. ties can be refugees already, so that's true. They can be. We've discovered that. That can be the case. Running my own U.S. business, my own business in South Africa, I want to start. Same there. They say I must pay $4,000 to study for it. I have no idea what you're talking about, Hank. Open case with police. Someone scammed me out of rent money. Must I retract it? Well, if you're not the accused, Joey, I don't know how that's a problem. If you're the accused, that's a different story. If it's an open case where you're pursuing someone else, a civil case, I don't think that would be a problem. Well, that's not entirely true, Virtual Western Cape. You're saying unless you have international roaming, your South African cell phone will not work here. It will work for your text messaging on Wi-Fi. Yep. But yeah, two-factor authentication, that's important. That's why I tell people don't close your bank accounts in South Africa. And I mean, unless you're paying for them and you're paying a lot. Will criminal order integrity affect application? Yes, it might. It might. Depends what the crime was. I mean, are you a pedo? Are you a robber? Are you a murderer? You commit homicide? That could affect it, yes. It doesn't matter how old a criminal record is. It matters the whole person concept. What happened? Email sent, says Pat Meister. Okay. I already had my interview. We are waiting for my cultural orientation. Okay. It's very frustrating that we applied in May, completed the USCIS medical in September, no further communication. I see people apply in December. I don't know a single person that's ever applied in December this year. Every person I've interviewed is people who applied last year. Every interview I've done. Over 50 interviews. Every single person I've interviewed, including people on Friday, was last year. The people that I interviewed on Friday, Spook, they applied in June of last year. I've never met a person who applied in December and is here. I've talked to a person on WhatsApp who claims to have applied in December and come over, but I've never met a person. So you can say that, Paul, and I appreciate your frustration, but I have no evidence of that. Redo the paperwork with the green card is, I don't know how the renewal on the EAD paperwork works. That's something your case officer will have to tell you. Okay. For some reason, Amelia, lots of people's fingerprints don't match. Probably because criminals, are in there and claim false names. Yes, you have to end your tax residency in South Africa. We are done with everything. We also wait for cultural orientation. Okay. Best internet choice for Austin, Texas. I have no idea, Werner. Who's reloading up? Who's reloading up documents? Don't reload documents. Thank you, Be a Beer, for the 200 Rand. I think those jumping on now, they'll mostly have a long wait. We started May 25th, still waiting. Medicals expired, waiting for news. Yep. For fraud. Well, Psycho Butterfly, if you were 22 and it was fraud, probably not going to be a major problem. If you were 42 and you committed fraud, that's going to raise some questions. You're going to get a thorough background check. So, I mean, nothing ventured, nothing gained. If you want to do it, then put your intake questionnaire in. The medicals are free, Hoppity. They're free. You pay nothing for medical. We pay for it. We, the taxpayer. Any chance you went through the screenshots? No, because I don't know how you sent it to me. I have no WhatsApp from anybody named Cruiser Phoenix. I told you that. Where did you send it to me? I have somebody send me a message in May at Cruiser Phoenix. Is that you? But I have no screenshots from anyone. I don't know who Cruiser Phoenix is. I mean, I chat with Cruiser Phoenix, but I don't know who that person is. If you're in chat right now, there's somebody in chat typing me right now. If that's you, then you tell me. Okay. Lily also help us convert our CVs or resumes and looking for jobs, says Debbie. Okay. Okay, Zero says, my sincere apologies. No need to apologize. Nobody has offended anybody here. I figured aspirants might have had military service in case it could be delayed because of it. What do you mean by delayed? See, that's a term I'm not happy with either. Delayed. What's delayed? People are delayed are the people when the government shut down in September. September, October, November. Those were people were delayed. People, when the government stopped sending people over in January for a week, they were delayed. When they stopped from February 23rd to March 9th, that's a delay. Everything else is not a delay. There's no delay because you have a military background. Your investigation will run its course in the normal time it takes. If you're older and you have experience, it's going to take longer. If you're 18 years old, your case is going to be much easier to review and prove. So delay is the wrong term. Zero cool. No need to apologize, but delay is the wrong term. Okay. Majority of employers give physical paychecks. No, that's not true at all, Werner. That's not true at all. Most employers I know do direct deposit your bank account. There's no money transfer. It's direct deposit. That's the norm. The norm is direct deposit. We do paper payroll checks at the VFW, but that's because we're antiquated. Also, it's because we are always on the verge of insolvency, so we have to make sure we have money to pay the checks. So we don't sign the checks until we make sure we get the money in the bank. So desperate, dangerous, and hopeless. Don't care how bad it is in the USA. Exactly, DK Marius. So tilting these people, we live in ANC crap hole. Huh? No, I won't need the tent, but a tent in the US would be a better option, says TK. Gemini gave me a resume that didn't even impress me, says Martin. Question is, for those saying, will I survive America, what are your chances of surviving financially in South Africa? Yep. The one that took the photo the other night. My apologies. Yeah, no, it's okay. Again, no reason to apologize, Spook. You're not in a motel. A motel is very different. I'll show you what a motel looks like. They're little one-story buildings on the side of a road. Told 5 families about the real circumstance of the refugee program the past week, and yes, help them subscribe to your channel. Thank you, Thank you, Corey. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. 5 families. Hopefully they're watching. Luva Eve, thank you for the 140 rand. Spook, let me touch base with you a little bit later on. What are you guys doing this evening? We applied May 4th. My husband has been called for fingerprints, but I have not. We've sent an email, but it's almost 2 months. I'm scared there's a problem. No, there's no problem. There's no problem. You just May 4th and you're worried? No. This is a program that takes 18 months, 2 years for people to get over. Your expectations are out of line with reality. Dwayne, there's no problem there. If you sell your house for less than $1 million, that money should be saved in an interest-bearing account. That should be around $60,000 to start your retirement fund. There you go, Werner. As long as you apply, the process will definitely be faster than last year. Yep. My case is linked to my dad's, and we're on hold until he sends his military records. Okay. That shouldn't be happening. Everyone's saying the portal is blank. No, the portal is being updated. Here we go again. This happened last month. The portal is being updated. They're archiving documents. Stop with the portal's blank. Quit watching the portal. Quit watching the portal. God bless. What has watching the portal brought anybody? Has it brought you relief? Has it brought you vindication? Has it brought you good news? No. Stop watching the portal. Only go to the portal when you're told to use it. Or check it occasionally, like once a week or once a month. I refer a lot of new interested refugees wanting. Okay. Well, refer other people too, not just refugees. I don't want just all refugees in my program. Because the refugees come to America and then they bugger off. They quit watching my program. They quit watching my program. Look at all the refugees I've helped. The family in Modesta, never seen them on my channel. The family in Austin, Texas, never heard from them again. Chris Wyatt in Rochester, he was watching my program. I helped them out. Never heard from them in months since then. The Hudsenbergs, loyal viewers, not watching the program anymore. Earl is busy with his wife going through palliative care. That's understandable. Who's watching my program? Thea von Straten, buggered off. Don't know where she's at. The refugee, even the most devout of refugees, because they have lives. They're busy. They've got to get going. They've got to hit the ground running. So they don't have time to watch my program. So please tell people there aren't just refugees about my program. This isn't a refugee channel. This is a refugee program today, but the news was on earlier. Please refer people for honest reporting, insightful reporting, accurate predictive analysis, not just refugees. But thank you for sharing with anybody. No, I don't know an answer for internet, Austin. Just do a Google search and ask for the best internet service provider in Austin, Texas. So I'll do it for you right now. Best ISP. Best ISP in Austin, Texas. Okay, best internet provider in Austin, Texas. The best providers in Austin depend on your specific address, but Google Fiber and AT&T Fiber widely rated as the top options for speed and reliability. 8 gigabytes, damn, Google Fiber, that's fast. $70 a month for a gigabyte. Wow, that's AT&T Fiber, best for fiber coverage, up to 5 gigabytes, $55 to $80. Okay, Spectrum, that's a cable company, up to a gigabyte. Astound Broadband. So there you go. There you go. It's Google Fiber. I didn't even know Google Fiber existed, or AT&T. Now I need to go very quickly here to Xfinity because it's time. I've run over now. Xfinity. Okay, Xfinity. Okay. So sign into my Xfinity account. Oh my goodness, why does it not know who I am? It should know who I am. This is annoying. Sign in. Xfinity is the worst when it comes to their internet services. I'm just curious about some U.S. officers themselves took my fingerprints and my photo on a laptop last year. I have no idea. I'm 21 years old and would like to know what I could do in terms of studying. What would you recommend me do in this case? Studying. What do you want to study? I mean, what do you want to? What are you interested in? I mean, I don't really know how to answer that. Hey, Denver, good to see you there. Okay. Okay. Well, that's not right. That's not the one I want. I want the HD one. Oh, come on. This frickin'...
was so positive.
The game is underway. I just want to get to the game, but it had an HD version, and now it's taking forever to load. I swear to God, this is such a useless app. Okay, here we go. Where's the HD version? HD. Oh no, that's okay. That's in Spanish. No, I don't want Spanish. So somewhat normal. I've been waiting since December 25th. Minimal contact. It's not unusual. Nothing. 2 minutes in. 2 minutes into the contest. Okay. Best advice to everyone. Don't worry about the portal. Never check mine. You'll receive emails for everything. Exactly. Butterfly will catch up. Okay. Flying Tuesday. Okay, Butterfly Refugee. Congratulations. Tuesday. Sightlander members. Yes, I do know of Sightlander members who approved, but Sightlander Civil Defense. Yes, I do. No portal watching. Yep. I'm going to say for 4 months, my case still shows in progress. There you go, Broken Arrow in Plano. Exactly right. That's exactly what I said. Stop watching the portal. Okay? Stop watching the portal. Yep. Actually, Debbie, didn't you make a My Portal song? Vodka said I'm stuck with her. Renee watches for the news. Yep. Thanks, Renee. Told Nux to check your program. Not sure if he would. Okay. Colonel, I'm also keep watching once there. We can pair our cowboy hats. What medical assistance will they put in place for old age people now that the Medicaid is stopped? I don't know the answer to that question, Leandra. That's a very good question. I need to find out from OR. I need to write to them and ask the question. Yeah, that's a very interesting question that really needs to be addressed. But it's not just old age people. Medicaid was being made available to families with minor children. So what happens to them? It's not just old age people. I don't know the answer. It's a very good question. That's the best question asked today, Leandra. Thank you for asking that. Yep. So appreciate that. Bafana, it's down near their goal. They're defending. Packing my bags to leave tomorrow morning. Okay. All right, Leslie. Congratulations. Catherine wants to come and say hello, but we are here. Okay, Catherine wants to come and say hello. I don't understand. To you at the hotel? Is she coming to the hotel? Or she wants to come to me? I'm confused. Please explain. Watch your program since before the Refugee program. Thank you, Jareth. I appreciate that. A friend of mine has been there for 3 weeks, and in my case, it still says under review. That's right. Stop paying attention to the portal. It means nothing. Eloquent Dutchman said, arrived in Austin 2 weeks ago. Happy to do an interview. Spectrum is excellent for fiber, cable, and mobile. Okay. Andres, I don't know if I got your reply. I don't know. All right, cool. So a lot of people are coming over. That's interesting. That's interesting. Spectrum is $40 a month for 1 gigabyte. That's a lot cheaper than what I pay. I pay $327 a month for my telephone, my cable, and my internet, all from the same provider, Xfinity. And you can see just how poor it is. Here, if I just give you a quick glance, this is high definition streaming. What a crock. Look at that. Oh, it won't show you. See, I can't show you. They block it. They block it. That's funny. That's funny. I could take the camera and tilt it towards it, but no. So anyway, the Bafana is pressing. They're pressing. Not sure what to do. Here's the shot.
And a strike from
and a save by the Canadians.
Wasn't feeling too confident about that one from McQuaid.
Wow. Bafana got the shot out there, and the defender rushes back and gets the ball, but then he turns it over to the Canadian, and he trips the Canadian, and it's going to be a Canadian throw-in. Wow. That was a nice shot by Bafana. And that, Leander, was the best question I've heard today about medical stuff. We got contacted 1 month interview next week. It's moving very, very fast, says Cheesy. Leslie says, thank you. Words can express how grateful I am for all you've done for us. I truly hope to meet you one day. Well, thank you, Leslie. Well, Spook gave me a big hug the other day. Big hug. Now I'm fully recovered, I think. So, the Canadians just kicked it over the net. Yep. Well, it's more than just that. They don't have an issue with Sightlanders Civil Defense Group, Pistons, but the issue with Sightlanders is Gustav Muller was also accused of some things, so it's more than just Simon Rush. You did a mint with my husband and wife in Greenville who applied on 6th January and left on the 4th of May. Oh, did I? All right, preacher. All right, you called me out. I misspoke. No. They didn't apply on the 6th. No. That's when they were interviewed. They applied before that. No. That's when they were interviewed. They didn't apply. That's when they were interviewed. Yeah. But good observation. I forgot about that. The airport. I don't know if there'll be amped up security at the airport. Andreas finished in October, still waiting. Okay. All right, so for those who are going to help. Oh, okay. Well, that helps me out a lot. Okay, thank you. I need to edit that profile then. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was you. Okay. I didn't know that was you. All this time, I thought that was two different people. Wow. Okay. So, all right. Thank you. I've just edited your profile, so I know that it's you. I saw that first thing you sent me. I haven't seen the second one. So let's see what the second one is. Hotspots. Who's offering these hotspots? Let's see what that is. 30 June. All right, Cruiser Phoenix, thanks for clarifying that. I don't always make the connection between usernames and actual people. Broken Arrow, $20. Watch the Colonel's previous videos. The Colonel is right about every step of the program. I have been without almost any information. The one question I cannot answer is this Medicaid question. That one's beyond me. That's funny. That's funny. Download failed. Why did download fail? Wow, it's too long ago. Download failed. All right. So let me get what was just sent to me by Cruiser Phoenix. Canadians got a corner kick.
African players back there with a vital interception. Now Eustachio for Canada.
There it is. Nah, just overkicked it.
Because they
kicked it all the way to the corner. Bafana gets over there. He gets knocked down. And Bafana's playing well here. But they're going to have the ball. All right, so fake news alert. This notice circulating. It's fraudulent. Yep, okay. So I haven't seen this notice, but... so this is what was sent to me by Cruiser Phoenix. So here you go. Circulating fraud did not originate Department of Home Affairs. Neither the Department nor the Minister of Home Affairs offers monetary rewards to members of the public reporting undocumented foreign nationals. Yep. So that's what's going around. Hunting foreign nationals. That's nonsense. Yep, that's not surprising. Oh, Bafana's on the march again. They're in the corner. There's a kick out to number 10. He's tripped. Oh, and nothing called. They're just going to say, let that go. And the Canadians have got the ball back. A lot of black guys on the Canadian side, even though there's almost no black people in Canada. That's fascinating. And Bafana kicks it away. So, shame. Now, here's the hotspots image that someone put up. I don't know who put this up. Sandy March, South African Neighborhood Initiative. Never heard of them. Never heard of them. This is where they're saying the hotspots are. Okay. That's not particularly helpful to me. That's not helpful. Saying high risk. See, I can't even read that. So that's useless. That image is useless. Can't even read it. Gauteng, Joburg, Main Road, Dragon City. That's useless. It's out of focus. And you can't read it at that level. So good intent, but whoever made that image, it's too busy. Well, people will believe anything. Ours arose. People believe that this program was for white Afrikaans-speaking farmers for the past 17 months. People believe that. People believe anything. South Africa's had 53% possession so far. DK Marina says 1 gigabyte's not good everywhere. Well, it works in my area, although it didn't work for a long time, and it's because the cable company ignored me until I reported them to the Federal Communications Commission, and suddenly they got interested. And suddenly, within a day and a half, they solved the problem after a couple of years of problems. There was a drop that was not secured properly, and the end of the line was not closed off, and so it was not attenuating property. And the signal was just spraying all over the place, and it was affecting my internet. So when I reported them to the FCC, they finally took action. He's coming to visit this afternoon at the hotel. Okay. All right, well, okay, she's coming to visit you. Well, I don't want to horn in on her time. She might take offense to that. I don't want to horn in on her time, so. Yep. Heard here that they've started in some spots, just not sure how credible the horses are. BMB wants to have an interview as soon as she arrives. Okay. And thank you for the $20, Broken Arrow. You're going to go watch the MotoGP match. Hugo Bros is the oldest coach to manage a World Cup knockout stage match at 74. And he told people with the big mouths to keep their mouths shut. Bafana needs to do something here. They've got the ball back in their own zone. The goalie kicks it. At least this time he didn't kick it to the opposition. That was nice. Here it is up the pitch, and they've got an offside runner. Now he's back on side. So South Africans are on side. They're driving. They're in front of the net. They've got a shot here. Oh, good stop. Oh, and the Canadians got a boot on it. But South Africa got it back. Good footwork here by Bafana. They kick to the wing. He drops it down. Some good work being done by Bafana. They're playing out of their minds here. They're not usually this good. Oh, it just didn't hang right. Shame. Now it's all the way back to midfield. But the Bafana side is pressing hard. Bank of America advert coming up on the screen right there. No, thank you. These stupid adverts. Over the middle it goes. It was missed by a Bafana player. Overran it. Now it comes back. Canadians on the attack. They have an unmarked attacker on the wing. Oh, what a great job by the defender to knock that ball away from the Canadian guy. Well done. Anyway. All right. My daughter needs braces. So do I. Just spent $5,000 for her records for the braces, being told that they take it out in the U.S. and do it over. I don't know. Who told you that nonsense? Who told you they take braces out and do it over? Where did you hear that from? You think dental care is different in America than it is in South Africa? My tooth was saved in South Africa by a dentist. Crown over here. Now I have. It wasn't a crown for a long time. But that molar fractured chewing on bruschetta at the Italian Armed Forces Day in Addis Ababa in 2014. And I went to South Africa for dental care and saved that molar. Eventually I had to get a crown because the structure of the tooth was weakened. But the South African dentist saved my tooth, and that tooth lasted over a decade, what he saved. So I don't understand who told you they're going to rip the dent. You got to stop buying stuff, man. You're orthodontist. Okay, well, that's a dental professional. So why would they rip them out? Why would your orthodontist say that? I think it sounds like, well, he's trying to tell you not to spend money, which is interesting. Okay, well, then I mean, if it's a medical professional, then it's a medical professional. But that seems strange to me from the Meadow. Canadians unmarked outside the box. Here's the kick over the middle. That's a good shot on goal. Whew, man, desperation. He kicks it to the corner. So they're going to get a corner shot here. Wow, Canada pressing here. But great help from behind. The defender came up from behind and took that ball away at the last second. That was great. It was almost an unmarked shot on goal. Okay, curious why Hunts by Mossel Bay was marked higher risk in a lot of cities. I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe they know something about what's going on there. Liberty says their case is complicated. Okay. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up here, folks. I think we have 5 cases where one has been approved since October, still here, and other cases still waiting approval under review, living on the same farm, all medical expired, no movement. Okay. Gamegee Girl. First time I've seen you. Oh, okay. Got you from the Meadow. Yeah, I don't know about that. What I would do is contact an orthodontist. If you know where you're going, contact them, write to them and ask, what their thoughts on that. Yep. That's what I would do. If you know where you're going, look up orthodontist in the area and send them an email and say, hey, listen, this is the situation, and ask. It's crazy. Tomorrow, Brazil plays Japan and Germany play Paraguay. Like before you leave to support the current. Oh yeah, please do. Please hit the like button. Well, thank you, Spook, but I don't want to steal her thunder. So I mean, if that's her time with you, Anyway, Matthew, that's old. FEMA tense. That was a long time ago. Chat's not up to date here. 3 police dragging and forcing women to a private vehicle in Benoni. Oh, that's interesting. They should rename the program for the long wait. No, they shouldn't, Farmer. It's really, South Africans really got to stop the belly aching. You people are getting here far faster than any other refugees ever come over here. Far faster. Even if someone actually did apply in January. So, are you serious? Or you applied a year ago. This takes 18 months, 2 years, in the best case, for refugees to get over here from other countries. And people are coming over here in rapid fashion, and people are moaning about it. I mean, honestly, the ingratitude is insane. I appreciate those who are frustrated waiting a long time, but even those who waited the longest time have not waited the standard time that normal refugees wait. That's a statement of fact. I mean, anyway. Yeah, please check your email. Okay, well, I've done check your email. June 8th. God bless it. Why is it not doing that? There we go. June 9th, you responded back to me. I didn't see it. Okay, I've got to read through that. Okay. As far as stamps, they don't stamp passports normally. So what normally happens, Andres, is that you're in a computer system. So I'll have to go back and read your message again. Farmer says, sorry for sarcasm, missed there. That's okay, Farmer Calvin. No, it's just, I got your point. I got you. You're trying to be funny. I got it. It's just that it gets really old with this program. Some of the stuff it does. Still nothing. Could be Game Geek Girl. All right. There are refugees who had to wait 12 years. No, actually, Werner, there are refugees who waited 17 years to come over. Yep, and people don't understand that. They think it's an immigration program. It's not. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell people. It's frustrating, I know, but I don't know what people thought this was like your get out of jail card tomorrow. It isn't how it works. It possibly could get very bad, Kelly, yes. Yeah, no, Farmer, I'm tired of I'm with you, Farmer Calvin. I'm tired of hearing people complain about it too. And then they go on other programs and they make comments about, oh, he's rude. He called me stupid. Oh, he's so insensitive. They can go blow it out their ass. I'm tired of hearing about it. These people bitching and whining at me all the time, complaining about things and, and writing me nasty messages, I didn't ask for. And all I'm doing is telling them the truth. And they don't like the truth, so it hurts their feelings. Oh, we can compare in-country resettlement with previous other in-country resettlement programs like Bosnia-Herzegovina and with Cuba. People in Bosnia-Herzegovina waited 2 and 3 years or longer to get out of there. And Cubans have waited many, many, many more years, the refugee program, much longer than that. So we can't compare that, ours arose, with previous in-country refugee programs. Absolutely. And it is fair to compare this in-country with the other ones. The other ones are even easier. So ask yourself this question. It's far harder to do an in-country refugee program, particularly when the government of the country is undermining and attacking your program. The raid on Woodmead, the lies about the program. Look at how many people today said in chat that they thought this was for farmers. They just put in an intake questionnaire in May or just a few weeks ago because they thought this was for farmers. Because this program is actively being sabotaged and undermined by the press and by politicians in South Africa. Leon went ahead with braces for his daughter, yeah. Verna says, if I'm wrong, then why am I mentally okay with this program? Yeah, okay, you guys are mixing up terminology here. In-country refugee program means that we're taking people who have not fled to a third country as refugees. Normally, most cases, people have fled to a safe haven, and then we allow them to come here as refugees. Yep, anyway. All right, so let's hit the like button. This is probably going to be one of the lowest Kaffee Klatsches. Shall I even continue doing these? I'll keep doing them, but is it even worth the time? So, yep. Okay, so let's not argue with each other. Oh, now I've got a number of comments. There was only 2 comments initially, but now it's a few more comments coming on that video. Jacques, you're tardy. We're leaving. So you're farming chickens for nothing. Correct. If you thought your path of getting out was being a farmer, you were wrong. Your path to leaving South Africa is suffering from racial persecution or genuine fear of future persecution. Has a person ever served, been a member, assisted, participate in military, paramilitary, police? Yeah, that's a fair question, Rudolph. Absolutely. You sent the email. Okay. Oh, the My Case portal. That's a good time for it. Did you call it that when I download it? No, it's not showing up here. So I guess I have to go to your website for it then. Okay. I don't want to cross my channel. Stop that. Give me YouTube. I want YouTube. YouTube. There we go. Okay, why is your thing not showing up when I look for it?
2020 has...
That is not the same Debbie Ackerman, so I don't know where to find it. I don't know where to find it. I don't know where to find it. Okay. Does this take me to your portal? Let me see, to your channel. Oh, that's my channel. Oh, there's Hope Across Oceans. That's the one. Oh, come on. Come on, take me to the damn channel. God, it's slow. Now I've got to find the song. And your page isn't loading. There's lots of marches. What do you mean the march? My tab crashed. Give me a frickin' break. Okay, there we go. Okay, you've done so many of them. What's the name of it? What's the name of the song? Every case is different. Oh, there it is. There, my okay, here. Finally found it. Finally found it. Okay, here we go. Too many crickets.
De review zit nog steeds daar voor mij en jou. O, weer. Ik refresh om 20 keer. Dalk het iets verander nou. Maar die portal lag net terug en sê nee, refugee. Wacht maar gauw. My familie vraag enige nuus. Ek sê nog glad nie vandag. Maar morgen gaan ek weer gaan kyk. Al weet ek dis 'n grap. My case portal, my case portal. Jy maak my sommer deur mekaar. Elke dag kyk ek weer, maar niks verander keer op keer. Ander review hoor jy net toch. Ek raak amper mal genoeg. As ek nog nou wacht ek vir my paspoort ook en geboortesertifikaat. Een abridged, fully stamped met elke handtekening paraat. Toe onthou ek skielik uit och nee, hier kom nog 'n groot verrassing. Ek was glo 20 keer getroud, nou soekel elke egskeidingspapier. Papieren lê in bokse, van Pretoria tot Kaapstad toe. Nou verstaan ek dalk die rede, waarom alles stadig vloei. Ai, my koppie raas. My case portal, my case portal. Jy maak my sommer deur mekaar. Elke dag kyk ek weer, maar niks verander keer op keer. Ander review hoor jy net toch. Ek raak amper mal genoeg. As ek nog een keer refresh vandag, bel hulle dalk vir wiskopies lach. Toe sê Chris Wyatt vir my eendag, luister nou mooi na wat ek sê. Luister, hou op, kyk na daai portal en gaan leef jou lewe normaal weer. Want dinge gebeur wanneer al moet. Jy kan dit nie forceer. Daai e-mail gaan eendag kom en jou oproep ook, meneer. My case portal, my case portal. Ek los jou nou vir 'n ruk. Geen refresh meer elke uur. Ek gee my brein weer bietjie geluk. Want eendag lei die telefoon of daai e-mail kom dalk aan. En voordat ek heeltemal mal raak, vlieg ek na Amerika sonder my case portal saam. So gaan aan met jou lewe. Hou jou op en geloof. Van die portal skryf nie jou storie nie. Jou toekoms lê nog voor. En wanneer hy vliegtuig opstyg, sal jy terugkyk met 'n lach. Al daai ander review daar was net deel van my
That's by Debbie Ackerman, My Case Portal. So the link to that song and to her channel, if you want to go subscribe, is as follows. Why is all my tabs seem to crash here? That is odd. Paste. There we go. There we go. So that's Debbie's song, My Case Portal. That's one of the best songs I've seen. Certainly one of the best AI songs out there. All right, so there it is. If you want to go find it, you can sign up for her channel. I don't think she's even hit 100 yet, which is a shame. She's got some cute songs and off her cons there. So she's got 93 subscribers. Hope Across Oceans. Feel free to go subscribe to her channel. 95 now, 2 people. Yep. So she's got 27 videos up. So feel free to go check it out. Right, cool beans. That's pretty awesome there. So thank you for that, Debbie. Let's check in on the FIFA World Cup, and it is still 0-0 at 31 minutes into the contest. I hate to see this go into a shootout. That would be boring. Life is about choices. Okay, Cruiser Phoenix, thank you. All right, that's going to do it for this one, folks. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done it already. How are we doing likes? We got 289 likes. That's it. We got some super chat revenue. Thank you for that. You can certainly use that as the end of the month is approaching. Every penny helps because we're way behind last month. All right. Ouch. God bless it. All right. Be well. Cheers, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.